Royal Black. Power. Truth. Facts.
We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary. We want it now, or we don't think anybody should have it.
What's going on? It is your man T Can, and I am back with another one. Thank you for tuning in to Royal Black. And today I am going to be reacting to Master P's video. I haven't even looked at it in whole, and I'm not even sure if the video I got is the whole thing. Probably not, because it seemed like everybody was focusing on one small aspect of the video. So, with no further ado, let's get into it and let's see exactly what it is that he said that got everybody panties in a bunch.
And when I help black-owned business, I'm doing that because we at the bottom of the totem pole. But we want to create product for everybody. This product is for everybody, blacks, white, Asian, Latino. But it don't have too many black-owned companies. Like, show me how many black-owned tennis shoe companies out there that's making functional shoes that actually own it. If I could do it, anybody could do it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You just got to have integrity and do good business. And these doors will open up for you. Building great relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, trying to get that negative mindset out of our culture, because they still going back to, oh man, slavery, they did us this. And I'm like, you still harping on that, man. I never harped on that, because I can't change the past, but I can change the future. And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us, we block our own blessings because we don't think that we could do it because we're looking at a color. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali was a guy that, and I love like his story, because he didn't care about that. He just wanted to be around good people, but he did represent for the culture. Right. And I want more African-American owned tennis shoe companies. That's why I fight to educate our culture and our people, because we got to get on that page. Like, if we get on that page, we're going to be dangerous, because we spend $1 trillion a year.
2.1 trillion.
2.1 trillion, think about it. And we don't own nothing. And we make 0.1% of black CEOs in Fortune 500 companies, but we spending all the money.
Okay, he said what he said, and the world reacted like they reacted. And, you know, just first of all, you know, he's not the best communicator in the world. First of all, he's not the best communicator in the world. And, you know, I remember his story. When he first started to become successful, when he was becoming successful. I remember when he was selling music out the trunk of his car. And, you know, I also kind of seen him switch his story up, so I really don't know which one is true, but I know when he first started publicizing this story, if I'm correct, it was his grandfather that gave him a $10,000 loan, and he invested into a record store, and it kind of bloomed from there. And no telling what happened. I mean, to be honest, no telling what happened back in them days, because I know back in them days that a lot of us was hustling. A lot of us was, not to candy coat anything, but a lot of us was out there hustling crack. Because we came from a different time period. I mean, the times were different. The times were harder. Uh, it was hard to get a job because of your blackness. It was like you got the scraps, pretty much. Not everybody. I mean, there were some people that had some good jobs, and to be honest, I managed to find some good jobs uh, throughout the times. And you got to be motivated, though. You got to be motivated. And I came from, first of all, I left my hometown because it was a town where, and this is the 90s, first of all. I mean, in the 2000s. So I don't want you to think just because you see gray hair, everybody from the 1960s. I wasn't even born yet. But in the 2000s, in my hometown, the Klan still walked around in robe and hood. I mean, in public. Ate in public restaurants. Uh, and to be honest, I'm pretty sure it still goes on to the day, to be honest. It probably still goes on to this very day. I don't know, because I barely ever go back home long enough. But we definitely had Klan parades. When I left in 2003, there were still Klan parades, and a lot of black people was immune to it. To a lot of people from my hometown, that was just how it was. I mean, it wasn't odd. And in fact, I believe that a lot of people in my town that haven't really been nowhere believe that's the way it is everywhere. I don't think they realize that it's not like that everywhere. I mean, I knew it when I was a little baby. I mean, I knew it wasn't like that everywhere. Uh, Kinda and kinda not. I knew it wasn't visibly like that everywhere, but I knew it was that same attitude everywhere. It's just some places chose to conceal it and some places didn't. Uh, so there was some difficulty, and I moved away from my hometown because of that. I started several businesses in my own hometown, and they could not succeed uh, because of my race. It had nothing to do with the services I was offered, uh, but it had to do with the color of my skin. And it was tied up everywhere because I couldn't even sue anybody. Literally, I would get business. I'm not going to go too much into it, but people would hire me for my services, and generally in the field I was in, it was typically to take 50% up front, 50% at the end. And that 50% at the end is what I couldn't collect from white folks. And I would document it. I would have contracts. I would take them to court, and it didn't matter because those judges, I mean, I'm in a town where they walk around in robe and hood, so you can imagine what the judges did. And I seen I couldn't win. That was my motivation. I had a couple of motivations for leaving, but that was part of the motivation. And then I wanted to get my son out the environment. I wasn't able to get him out with me. That came later. You know, it was a lot of resistance, not just from the way the city was, but I guess the influence of the city. I guess you could say that the influence of the city, because, you know, baby mama drama, uh, didn't even want me to see my son, let alone get him out of the environment. They didn't see that as important. But like I say, everybody was just so used, and probably still are used to that environment. I mean, I was looking at a video from my hometown the other day on Facebook. And to be honest, I even had a family member that was kind of commenting on the video in a way that I thought was a reaction I wouldn't have gave. I just put it that way. But the person that was narrating the video, I was like, he sounded like a slave. That's exactly what I said when I was listening to the video. I was like, he sounds like a slave. The point of view that he's taking and everything, he sounds like a slave. He's giving white people the power. But anyway, back to what Master P was saying. And I'm not saying that's the situation that he went through, because I know that I was kind of in a unique situation. That's what I realized. But I really think what he was saying is you have to find a way around it. That's what I truly think he was saying. I was like, I'm assuming that he was saying, let's just say, for instance, if I would have said, look, I'm not going to create any more businesses because there's no need, because they're going to keep jipping me out of money, and I'm never going to get a fair shot, and I'm never going to get paid, and that's that. If I would have settled, and I think that's what he was trying to say, if I would have settled for the plate that I was being fed, if I would have settled for that food, then it would have stagnated me. It would have stagnated me. It would have drained my entrepreneurial spirit. It would have stopped me from trying. And that's true. We have to be honest. There are some people, it's no matter what you try to get them to do. I mean, it's the race thing. You know, man, why don't you go try to find a better job? Oh, man, I can't find no better job because of the white man. You know, man, why don't you save your money? Oh, man, I can't save no money because of the white man, you know. And I think what he was saying is you have to find a way. You have to find a way. And to be honest, I think, like with my Black Wall Street initiative and my co-op initiative, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to keep it real with you. I think some people that wanted to be involved, and see, that's what we won't admit. We won't admit that. We will admit it to a degree, but we won't admit it all the way. The effects of slavery had a psychological effect on some of us, on a lot of us, on all of us. On all of us. It's not even some of us. It's on all of us. It's just, if we still going to try to escape that psychological effect, if we're going to let that psychological effect hinder us, or are we going to power through it? And I mean, we know he didn't mean no harm. I mean, we know he didn't come on there to demean anybody. And I'll be honest, and this is what I'm talking about, the psychology. I think if a white person had said it, we wouldn't have had no problem with it. We wouldn't have noticed. We wouldn't have. It seemed like we just gotta. We always are ready to attack our own. We're always ready to attack our own. We ready to drag them down. We ready to have doubts. We ready to call them grifters. We don't like if they actually try to do something, if they actually try to say, hey, let's get together and let's work together, the psychological part of it got us thinking that somebody's trying to scam somebody. And then the truth is, many of us have done that because it's that same psychological thing. Some of us have tried to organize us just to scam us. And some of us do it all the time when they taking your money in the collection plate. To be honest, it's people that's scamming you right after out of everything because church ain't even what it used to be. Because church used to be a co-op. Church used to be a cooperative. It's where people would pool their money together, not necessarily for a certain reason, but that money would go to build schools, and I think a lot of churches still have dinners every now and then. If Miss Betsy from down the street, like if she got sick and couldn't pay some bills or something, part of that collection would go to take care of Miss Betsy or different problems in the community. That's where that church money would go. But now it all goes to the church. It goes to the church. It goes to the pastor. It goes to members of the church. And I've seen it because I grew up in a church. I grew up, I probably already told you before, but I rode the church with the people that owned the church. I came home with them. I lived right beside them. And I was like, church ain't what I was told it was. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Church ain't what I was told it was. Church is a business, and some of them are money rackets. Some of them are there to empower and employ the members of the church, and it's there for no other reason. It's not this community outreach anymore. But back to his, and I think I'm gonna show you another video. I wasn't even planning on it, but I think it might fit in pretty well because I didn't want to show that video by itself. And I was planning on doing some more research tomorrow, but I think it might be a good fit. I don't think it's no harm, and I think one of the big issues we have is arguing with each other and ready to jump down each other's throat and not support each other. Nobody can really criticize us, or we will tear them apart. And the only reason I'm halfway attempting to do it, I'm not really trying to criticize us, but I ain't really got nothing to lose. I mean, I'm not monetized. I don't have this big channel. I don't have a lot of viewers. I get about 7 or 8 views a video. And I forgot about all that. I kind of do it now just because I want to do it. Don't even have nothing to do with monetization. And of course, with the new YouTube rules, I don't even see how I can become monetized. That in time for it to come. I don't see me ever being monetized. So the videos I'm just doing hoping that somebody hears something that gives them a spark, and I'm also going to be having ideas on how we can work together. Not necessarily like I've already had. I've already had the Black Wall Street initiative. Let's build a Black Wall Street, and that seemed like it was too large. And that's what I think he's talking about. Like a lot of times, like when he's talking about, build something for everybody. Like a lot of times I think we believe that we can start a hair salon or a barber shop or a restaurant where we are catering to our own kind. But that ain't the way the white people do business. White people don't create a business saying, okay, this business is for white people. They market to everybody, not us too much, because they know that we're going to consume anyway. They don't have to spend a lot of marketing. I mean, I'm just being honest. Don't hate the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. But they don't really have to market to us too strong. They don't really have to market to us too strong. We just need to know that it's available. And they tend to market to other people more stronger because we are a big consumer of everybody else's things. But I think that's the kind of stuff that he was trying to say is, don't have these small ideas. Don't think that you can't start a car company, or you can't start an airline, or you can't start a train station, or you can't start a Fortune 500 club, or you can't be a trillionaire. Because my opinion is you have to believe you can. You have to, I mean, it's like you have to be like, even if they don't want to let me, I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm not going to leave it up to them. I know that it's going to be some resistance. I know that they're going to hate. I know that they're going to try to obstruct, but that ain't going to stop me. And I think that's what he was saying. Don't concentrate on them obstructing you. And don't concentrate on the friction that they're going to cause. Don't focus on, be aware of what they're going to do. And I don't think he was saying don't be aware. I think he was just trying to say don't focus on it. Don't let it be the destroyer of your dream. Don't let it kill your beliefs. Because there are a lot of us that think that we can't achieve certain things. We can't. There's certain things we can't do. And I was one of them. And that grew up when I was a teenager and was like Xing things off the list that I can't be, like president. And, things of that nature. And it wasn't nothing due to my ability. Look at the president now. But it wasn't due to my ability. It was due to the resistance, the unpopularity of it. There is an enemy that is against us. There is obstructions. There are people that won't open the door. But I don't know. It was some point in my life where I learned that, there are going to be a lot of no's. It's going to be a ton of no's. It's always more no's than yes. There may be a million of them. But you have to keep looking for the person that's going to say yes. Or you have to keep looking for that person that's going to open the door or move out the way. Or sometimes you just got to look for it to be cracked enough that you can run through it, however you want to put it. But you can't let the thought that someone is blocking the door stop you from trying to go through it. You can't limit your possibilities. And that's really what I think he was saying. I think in the whole, I think that's what he was saying. But I'm gonna see if I can get this other video that I was thinking about doing. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. Well, I don't know, maybe it's all. Let's see.
Because
What is the hardest, from what you've seen, what is the hardest obstacles in getting people to come together to create a co-op?
ooh, that's a good one. Because we struggle from this. It is the relationship part. Most people coming into cooperative businesses have to establish trust with each other. And right now, y'all know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like trying to build businesses and do things in your community. There's this dynamic challenge of distrust inside of the Black community. And what we have to figure out how to do is onboard systems so that we can actually have the trust that we need, so that we can know that each person involved in this particular venture all have the same thing in mind.
What is the hardest, from what you've seen, what is the hardest?
So yeah, it was just a little short video, but I think she dropped some jewels, and I think she explained it very well. That there are some mistrust, because that's what made me fall back from the Black Wall Street Initiative and made me fall back from the co-op. And because I think a lot of people just don't think it can happen, because a lot of people was commenting when I was talking about the Black Wall Street is that, oh, you know, they ain't gonna let you do this and they ain't gonna let you do that, and you know, if we do it, they gonna tear it up, and things of that nature. And I told them, yeah, I know they are. That's why we need so many people, so we can protect it. You know, that's the thing. That's why we need so many people. That's why we need 25,000 people. And then when I seen we wasn't gonna get 25 people, that's when I was like, well, let me think of something smaller. And that's when I started trying to focus on an individual co-op, because I wasn't gonna go to no East St. Louis to work with 4 or 5 people. I mean, that's just ridiculous to uproot my whole life here where I'm at, you know, just to work with 4 or 5 people maybe. And I was just like, well, I can do that right here in my own neck of the woods. It makes more sense because it's not a big project. The way that I'm looking at it, it's not a big project. But, you know, some people said I was a grifter, and, you know, basically I just fell back. I was like, I got to fall back. And to be honest with you, this is what I said I got to do. What I got to do is I got to do it myself. I mean, from the vibe that I was getting, I was like, I got to do it myself. And then once I start a business, which is not a co-op, or one man is not a co-op, then I have to go to someone and be like, hey, look, I already got a successful business here. Can you be a part of it? And then go to the next person and say, hey, look, we already got a successful business here. Look, here go the numbers. It's no way to lose. There's no risk. Can you be a part of it? Basically, I got to spoon feed it. I mean, I can't think of no other way to say it. So that's what I did. I was like, I'm going to fall back. It'll take me longer because there's only one person with the money. It's no group economics involved. It's just my economics. So instead of it going 5 or 10 times faster, it's going to be 5 or 10 times slower than it could be. But I was like, I'm dedicated to the cause, and that's what I'll do. I'll just fall back and I'll take it one step at a time. And if that means I have to do it by myself to give someone a no way you can lose situation, then that's what I'll do. And it's big. I mean, it's really unfair, to be honest. It's completely unfair because you have one person that then sacrificed, one person that then worked the business without pay, then put all this time into it, and then you just let another person come in with no sacrifice. It's really unfair. But to me, that's the cost of black economics. I'm going to take that unfairness. But anyway, to move forward to this video, yeah, because this is a lot of mistrust, man. It's a lot of mistrust amongst us. And to be honest, I think, I mean, we join white things all the time. I mean, we seem to have more faith when a white person say something can happen than when a black person say something can happen. And you know, it's not a direct correlation, but Nolan Wales, you know, I'm just saying. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I can't say, well, if he would have been with a bunch of brothers, he wouldn't have been dead, because it's a good possibility of that too. I mean, it's a possibility that it doesn't matter who you with, because we had to be honest, 75% of all black homicides are committed by black people, and that's no shade, because that number run consistent with white people too. 75% of white people are killed by white people. 75% of Asian people are killed by Asian people. So, but I don't know. My brothers and them taught me a long time ago, don't do that. You know, and I got a million stories for you. You know, I got a brother that was unalived for messing with a white girl. But we ain't gonna get into that. I really just wanted to react to Master P and all of the backlash he was getting. Come on, man, we ain't silly. Don't be that ridiculous. We hear things. Let's just say this, for instance. I don't like being called nigga. But when somebody approaches me and they be like, what's up, my nigga? I don't get offended, because I understand what they mean. They might have didn't, I mean, they may say something that I don't like being called, but I can translate. I can translate. And I think that's what we're refusing to do. It seems like we're trying to, it's like we're looking, like we got the microscope on us. We got a microscope and we looking for one slip of the word so we can bash somebody's head in when somebody is trying to say some words of encouragement. There's a lot of rich black people that ain't telling us nothing. They ain't giving us no game. They ain't trying to give us no game. They ain't trying to give us no words of encouragement. And they ain't even mentioning us. Period. So sometimes we got to look in the mirror. Sometimes we got to point the finger back at ourselves. Like, I mean, who gonna get on there and say something like that? I mean, yeah, you know, like some of these Uncle Toms will. But you already know who they are, because their biggest income is from selling black people out. That's the way they make a living, is from selling black people out. That's not how Master P make his living. He don't make his living from selling black people out. So sometimes we have to just kind of like read between the lines, give a person the benefit of the doubt. And I tell you something else, because I actually want to do a whole video on this, and I still might. But Ice Cube, I don't think you can get too much pro-blacker than Ice Cube. I don't think you can get anybody that wanted to help their community out more than Ice Cube. But what'd he do? He tried to create, I don't remember the name of it. I think it was the Plan for Black America or something like that, or the Contract with Black America with Donald Trump. And basically what he was doing is just trying to he was trying to create a contract. Like sometimes you do business with people that you don't like. Sometimes you do business with people that you don't trust. And that is what the contract is for, is to make sure that people are going to stick to what's in the contract. And Ice Cube didn't try to do nothing but benefit the black community. And we took his intentions, man, we took his good intentions and threw it back in his face. Called him a sellout. Called him Uncle Tom. Called him all type of names and pretty much disowned him from the community. And you don't, and he has a history. He has a long history. I mean, you can just listen to his music from way back. I mean, he makes a variety of music, but he has this consciousness to him. And he always had from early on. I mean, he the one that wrote F the Police. I mean, he the one. And to me, I think that was like the first time that, at least in my generation, that we actually heard someone say what we were seeing, especially when he got that line, black police showing out for the white cop. And that was something that we experienced. I mean, I can't tell you how many cops I encountered, and, you know, for some reason they mess with me, and I'm like, hey, bruh, oh, I ain't your brother. You know, that's what they were doing. And they would beat us down worse than the white cops. I mean, sometimes the white cops had to save our lives from the black cops. I mean, it was a story floating around not too long ago where, I don't know, I think it was 5 or 6 officers that, man, I don't even remember the story, man, but it was horrific. I think they unalived him, another black man, just viciously. But Ice Cube was one of the people that was speaking out for the black community. And the thing about it is, I've seen since that time, I've seen several people that we have attacked, and they just drift back. I mean, why would you? Like, why would you say, man, I'm sacrificing myself? I mean, you got to think about it. Just that. I'm pretty sure he lost just for trying to present a contract. He lost white fans. He had something to lose. I mean, he had something real to lose. He had real value to lose, and I'm sure he lost some of that value trying to speak up for us. And we tore him a new asshole. And I seen his shift since then. I mean, he still talks the way that he talks, but I mean, I can't speak for the man, but it seemed like he stopped trying. I mean, he still speaks the way he speaks, but it seemed like to me, it seems like he made a decision that, look, you can't help black people out. You can't try to do nothing to benefit black people. You can't try to give black people black economics or empowerment. You know, and to be honest, we can go back to MLK. Since everybody loved MLK, really look at history. If you really look at history, less than 5% of black Americans, when he was alive, when MLK was alive, less than 5% of black people agree with what he was saying and doing. Less than 5%. So there was over 95% that did not agree, wanted him to leave white people alone, wanted him to leave Massa alone. And just think how that makes people feel when you're trying to do something. And the thing about it, I'm not saying I agree with everything he's doing, but I understand his heart. Because I don't agree with boycotts. And he was like the king of boycotts. I don't agree with boycotts. And to be honest, it seemed like he understood in his last few days. And sometimes that's what it's like. Like, it's easy for me to be a Monday night quarterback or whatever you call it. It's easy for me to quarterback on a Monday night rather than being in the moment, because it could be something very well wrong with what I'm doing. And maybe I won't understand it until 5 or 10 years down the road. But my heart has got the right intent. I'm not trying to hurt no black people. I'm trying to help black people. I'm trying to change our predicament. And sometimes I may say some things that people don't like. I already know I did. I already know. I had a video the other day with 7 views, right? 2 of them was from me. So let's take it down to 5 views. And this was kind of like trimming the line, basically. It was trimming the line. But off that one video, I got 2 comments from 2 brothers. Because this was like a black woman, black man type thing. And sometimes, you know, I mean, it's a hurt dog hollers. So anyway, the 2 men, I was saying something kind of controversial, but it wasn't no fiction in it. I mean, it was my opinion. How can it be fiction? My opinion can't be a fiction. What I like and what I don't like is what I like and what I don't like. So to be honest, I stated a couple things that I didn't like about certain type of black women. And I'm imagining the viewers were 2 guys and 3 women. that made up the 5, because 3 people unsubscribed from that video. Yeah, 3 people unsubscribed, and I was like, yeah, that was the 3 women right there. That was the 3 women that looked at that video. And the thing about it, they didn't even look at it all the way through. I'm pretty sure they got to one part that they didn't like, because it felt like I was talking to them, and they didn't hear anything else. They didn't follow through when I said black women are the most beautiful creatures on the face of the earth. I don't date outside my race. I only date black women, first of all, just to get that out there. And I've also said that in the video several times. That's all. I mean, look, I'll deal with the headache. You know, if I think that, I'll put it this way, I'd rather, I don't know. I'm just gonna move past it. I'm not even gonna get into it anymore. But I'll deal with it. That's basically my thing. I'll deal with it. Like, I may think they ain't perfect, but ain't nothing better for me. So yeah, man, I just think we gotta loosen up a little bit on the criticism of ourselves, because we got a lot of smoke for us, and we got no smoke for anybody else. That's the only part. I wouldn't even care about the smoke for us. If we had the same smoke, the same vitriol, you know, the same throat slashing for everybody else, I'd be like, well, at least they fair. But when we only got the smoke for us, you really have to wonder, like, is this something psychological? Which it is. I mean, you don't like it or not, like I say, it affects all of us. I'm not excluded. There are psychological effects from America that affects all of us, from the racism in America that affects all of us. But we can't let it affect us to the point where we can't try to move forward, where we can't seek out better conditions. We can't just be stagnant because it's a wall in our way. We got to start chipping away at the bricks, man. That's really all I'm saying, and I'm not going to run this video too long. I'm pretty sure it's like 1 or 2 people that made it to this part, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And this is your man, T-Can, and thank you for tuning in to Royal Black. And until next time.
Royal Black. Power. Truth. Facts.
We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary. We want it now, or we don't think anybody should have it.